can't have a fear of deliverance. We can't have a fear of spirits. We can't. We just these. What's the word? False belief systems or lack of understanding. That needs to be broken down, because otherwise, people are subject to being bullied by the enemy and oppressed and tormented. And most of the church is, because most of the church does not want to deal with deliverance. And this is maybe almost half of at least a third of Jesus' ministry. He preached, he taught, and he I wrote down a verse: cast out devils, raise the dead. So what should we be doing? Same thing. But if we are afraid of the enemy, if we're afraid of demons and devils and spirits, how are we going to walk in authority? How is the church going to walk in authority over what they're afraid of? I see this all the time. So, we need to have understanding that the spirits are not a problem. The demons are not a problem. The challenge is more, in the way I see it, is why are they there? How did they get in? What's their foothold? What's their toehold? What's their stronghold? Because if you expose the stronghold and you minister healing to the open doors, then the spirits leave very easily. I was taught, old style basic deliverance, and you're just battling toe to toe, and hours of come out in Jesus' name, come out wherever you are. and a lot of people, hey, you get burned out doing that. It's just very tiring. And so I was asked, Lord, there's got to be a better way. Where are we missing it? And so, what I came to was the understanding that we need to deal with, what's the open door? How did the enemy get in? Where did he get in? And then when we minister healing in that area, then the spirits go very easily, and then we're going to speak in the opposite thing. So I'm more looking for, the open door. So again, Proverbs 26:2 is a key verse for me. The curse does not come without a cause. So when I got a hold of that verse, I always know when I'm working with anybody, there's always an open door. It's most likely 90% of the time it's not their fault. Let's say a person who I was mentioning to a person, their whole life has been abuse, victimization, sexual abuse, physical abuse, verbal abuse. They're just victimized their whole life. Well, what I want to search for was, where did this victim spirit come in? Well, there was abuse by abusive mother in the childhood, horribly abusive, and dad didn't do anything. And so the child didn't feel protected by dad. Mom just took out her anger, her frustration on the child, and just, beat. Actually, it was two boys. There's many cases, but I think of one case. And she just beat them until she was tired. She just, used all her energy. She was so frustrated. And so, the victimization followed this guy throughout his life, and if it didn't follow him, he would set himself up for victimization, where he would be the victim, because that's what the victim spirit does. The victim spirit, by the way, also opens up door to the predator spirit. I do a teaching just on the victim spirit because this is a common area. Okay, so the victim spirit typically will open the door to the predator spirit, so the person that was a victim becomes a predator, but also can still be the victim. Still carries the victim spirit, but they'll also in their relationships become the predator. And they don't know why they're the predator. They're hating what happened to them, and they're doing the same thing. Okay? So anyway, I'm just saying that this victim spirit came into this person's life, opened the door to brokenheartedness and rejection and pain throughout their whole history of their life, and it wasn't their fault. And I said, listen, this you've been victimized, the victim spirit is oppressing you, tormenting you. I said, look, it wasn't your fault. The person started weeping. Because the enemy says, what? It's your fault. I said, it wasn't your fault that you got victimized by your mother. And this is so healing. This is so, brings so much release. Right there, people can get physical healing. Because the enemy's been telling their whole life that it's their fault. Something's wrong with them. So that's one of the things with this ministry is so wonderful, is declaring to people, hey, you're released, and this wasn't your fault,
You just say that right there